Once again, welcome to Network Ethics, guys. So today is the day one of your 5-in-1 firewall combo training program, as well as that 5-in-1 firewall training program is starting with ASA firewall, right? So today is the day one of your ASA firewall training, guys. Okay. So right now in a day one session. So before going to the our curriculum, so since it's a day one, I don't want to discuss much things. Okay, so I just want to show you the roadmap of your training program. So what is the topic we are going to cover for each and every day, and how long this course will be taken to complete for entire ASA firewall, and that I just want to give you as of now. And then as per the curriculum, our today's session, it's about the introduction to the firewall. Okay, about ASA we will do it tomorrow. I'll just give you, if we have a time, because this session is a 1 hour session, right? So 7 to 8, so almost 10 minutes forward. So we'll discuss about the roadmap of your training. Then if we have a time, we will go with the introduction to the firewall, and the rest of the topics we will cover from the tomorrow, guys. Okay, so this is your roadmap. So totally it will take 18 to 20 session. Okay, so I'll add two more session as extra session. So 20 to 21 session it will take to complete your ASA firewall, guys. So 20 to 21 session means it's a weekdays batch, so Monday to Friday. So almost 4 weeks. 4 weeks it will take to complete your ASA firewall, guys. Okay. So the duration of your ASA firewall is 1 month. 4 weeks it will take to complete. Okay. And in a day one, so just ignore anyhow, just ignore today. So day one, it's a introduction to the firewall where you are going to learn what is firewall, what are the firewall, those who are all very new to this technology. Okay, so you are working in the routing switching, or you want to switch over your career with the network security domain, and you are choosing a firewall as your path, right? So in that case, if you're not aware what is firewall, if you know just what is firewall, but what are the in firewall, what are the capability it has to do, right? So that and all, if you don't know, so today you are going to know that. So what are the type of firewall we have, what is the difference between the stateless and stateful firewall, and then traditional firewall, I mean, sorry, next generation firewalls and traditional firewalls, and everything you are going to know today. And along with what is the function of your firewall, what is the need of firewall, we'll start from there. Then you are going to know what are the type of firewall we have, what is the difference between the next generation firewall and traditional firewalls. Okay, and then tomorrow, since we are starting with the ASA firewall, I'm going to give you the history of ASA. What is ASA firewall, what is the uh, positive and negatives in it's in is there in ASA firewall, right? So that we are going to discuss, and along with that, we are going to do basic configuration, or sorry, we are going to start lab installation, guys. So okay, so we are going to start lab installation, how to do your hands-on for for your hands-on purpose, how to access the lab, or how to install, if you want to create your own lab setup in your laptop or desktop, right? So how to do that, and all we'll do that day two and day three. And day four only we'll start the configuration, actual configuration with the FortiGate. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry. Since I'm taking multiple products, sometimes it's getting confused. So here I'm talking about only ASA firewall only. So day three we'll start to access the console of your ASA firewall in a different ways. So through CLI console, through GUI console, right? And CLI through telnet and SSH, right? And in GUI through ASDM application and all, we are going to access your ASA firewall. So that we are going to see in a day three, along with initial configuration, basic configuration of your ASA firewall, and what are the deployment mode we have in a ASA firewall, and by default in which mode it will take it, right? And how to configure the interfaces, everything we will discuss in a day two and day three, guys. Okay, so and day four and day five, we are going to start to create the rules to allow some traffic in your ASA firewall and deny some traffic in your ASA firewall, right? So that we are going to see. And sorry, it should be a first thing and it should be a second thing. And a dynamic routing protocol we'll discuss in a later sessions. Okay, so partially, so how to configure dynamic routing protocols in your ASA firewall, that and all we'll discuss later part. But for day 4 and day 5 we are going to discuss how to create the access list to allow or deny some traffic, and and what is by default functionality if you don't have any access list. What are the type of traffic is allowed, what are the type of traffic is by default it is denied, and why, what is the reason, everything we will discuss in a day 6, guys. Okay, and day 7, it's about the DHCP configuration. So how to configure DHCP server and how to configure DHCP relay agent in your ASA firewall, right? So use that we are going to see. And day 8, it's about the NAT. Okay, and what are the type of NAT we have in ASA firewall and how to create, how to configure that NAT. Okay, so that and all we are going to see. So static NAT, dynamic NAT, and object based NAT, how to define object based NAT, right? And everything we are going to discuss. So day 9, it's a lab. Day 8, it's about the theoretical things. So what are the type of NAT we have in ASA and what does that mean? Everything we'll discuss as a day 8, we'll discuss as a theoretical session, and day 9 and day 10 we will do lab in a NAT. Okay, so static NAT and static PAT and dynamic NAT with dynamic PAT, right? And in a object oriented implementation, object based NAT, right? So that we are going to do it in a day 10, guys. Okay, day 9 and day 10. Day 11, we are going to discuss about the high availability redundancy or high availability, you can say. Okay, so active passive and active active failover we are going to implement. In day 11, we'll implement only active passive, and day 12 only we can able to do that active active failover. So it will take another 1 more day. So let me add 1 more days here. Yeah, and day 12, how to capture the packet in your ASA firewall, okay, through in your CLI, sorry guys, and how to forward the traffic to the logs into the remote log server, how to enable logging in your ASA firewall, and how to forward that log in a remote log servers from your ASA firewall to your log servers, and that we will see. And day 12 and day 13, it's about your IPsec VPN theory. What is IPsec VPN? What is phase 1? What is phase 2? What is hashing algorithm? What is encryption, right? So everything we will discuss. How many packets are exchanging in a phase 1 and phase 2? Everything we will discuss in a day 3 VPN theory. Okay, and sorry, day 13 VPN theory. Day 14 we are going to discuss about your VPN lab. We are going to do lab with the IPsec VPN, guys. We are going to do lab with your IPsec VPN. Sorry, guys. And day 11, day 14, 15 and 16, it's about SSL VPN, how to configure your SSL VPN. So I'm adding one, so SSL VPN, it will take only 1 day, but sometimes in a VPN lab, since we have 1 hour session, right? So there is a chance one more session will be extended for the VPN part. So maybe theory will take 1 more session or lab will be take 1 more session. Okay. So additionally, it will take 1 more session, so that I'm added here 15 and 16 for SSL VPN. Okay. So we'll complete in the day 14, 15, 16, we'll complete our VPN part. Okay, and then day 17, it's about the in your Cisco devices from ASA only, all security products support GUI. Okay, Cisco all support sorry, Cisco security products. Cisco officially in routing, router and switches, right, will not support the GUI console, will not support the GUI console, but Cisco security products from ASA. ASA it's a entry level product in a security products. Okay, in a Cisco brand. Okay, so from ASA. We have a multiple products like WSA, ESA, so web security appliances, mail security appliances, and next generation IPS, right? And ICE, lot of products we have inside that in a security dom products, right? So all the products will be support GUI as well. So CLI console and GUI console both will be support, but router and switches some of right. So router and switches are not supporting the GUI console normally, right? But security products everything will support. So this ASA, how to access this ASA in by using GUI console access. So in a demo, those who attended the demo, right? So you guys are aware how to access the GUI console of ASA firewall by using ASDM application. And the day we just access the GUI console, we are not configured anything, right? So and after in day 17 and day 18, we'll see how to manage your ASA firewall by using GUI console. I mean by using ASDM application through without any command, how to configure your ASA firewall, fundamental configuration like interface configuration and then routing configuration and any VPN part or any configuration, whatever the NAT related configuration, right? So every configuration related things. So maybe it's a protocol wise or interface level, right? Anything how to configure through that ASDM that we will see in that day day 17 guys. I mean it will be a day 18 since here we are adding one more day extra. Okay, okay, so day 17 and 18 we will discuss GUI console. Okay, and day 19 it's about the multi contest. So it's nothing, it's an uh, those who completed your Palo Alto firewall. Here I could see here some of the students already completed your ASA firewall, right? So sorry, uh, FortiGate, some of the students complete Fortinet and some of the student complete your Palo Alto, right? So that you can relate with that. If you're completed Fortinet only, then you can relate VDOMs. So, and if you're completed a Palo Alto firewall, you can relate with virtual system. So logically you're splitting, or else if you don't have, you're not attending any, I mean, you're not aware about this, what is VDOM, what is virtual systems, and you can relate simply you can relate with the VLAN concept. What is VLAN, guys? We have one law physically, we have one switch, and that is physically that is one broadcast domain, and that broadcast domain we are splitting as a multiple logical broadcast domain, or instead of broadcast domain you can say physically one single LAN, right? Single LAN. We are splitting as a multiple different LAN network, right? So that is called VLAN, virtual LAN, right? Similarly, one single firewall, physical firewall, right? So you are splitting logically multiple, you're deploying, you can split logical, you can create a logical virtual firewalls and you can deploy it in a different process. Okay, so that is called contest here in ASA context, security context. Okay, so that we will do it in a day 18 guys. Okay, so and then day 19 it's about the while doing a other configuration like IPsec VPN, SSL VPN, and then NAT, right? And everything we'll do along with that, we'll do troubleshooting as well. So that I'm not mentioning here separate session for troubleshooting, and also the capturing the packet, right? And packet capture and log for log verification, everything. We have a separate session for that. So that I am not included here separately as for the troubleshooting purpose. We'll do it in a configure in a each and every session itself. Okay, so okay guys. So totally this ASA firewall. Okay. So almost here 18 I have mentioned, right? So this I have mentioned for 1.5 hour sessions, but since we are going to take it as 1 hour session, so additionally I'm going to add two, because these two for lab setup, lab access. Okay, sorry, I'm going to add it for three additional sessions for lab. So one is for installing EVNG on your local laptop or desktop, your workstation. And another one day it will take how to create install EVNG in Google Cloud. Those who are not having enough hardware to do hands-on with your ASA firewall, or those who already joined for a fine on firewall combo, you if you're not able to, I mean, if you want to access your own lab, if you want to create own lab setup for you separately, and but you don't have enough hardware, and so in that case you will get lab access in a Google Cloud for free of cost for next 90 days. So that I'll teach you how to install EVNG lab, or how to configure EVNG in your Google Cloud platform. Okay, so that is another day. And third day, how to upload ASA firewall and whatever the devices we are going to use it for your hands-on purpose, like in as per the, let me show you this topology, right? So you can see here I have added one window. So this is um, basic lab topology, which we are going to discuss. We are going to use standard lab topology to complete all your topics, so that you can able to easily understand how to configure and how to utilize all the features. Okay, so we are simulating virtual network here, right? So all when I have one Windows server and Windows machines, I have test machines I have, and web server I have, and one RDP server I have here. Okay, so almost we are having a 8 to 10 devices. We are having it, right? So different the product wise, one ASA product as of now it is showing with the Paloalto, but we'll connect with ASA here. Okay, so on ASA firewall and switches and router and Windows 10 and Windows Server 2016 edition. So almost four, and ASA with five different products we need to install. We five image files, we need different image files we need to upload in your EVNG. How to upload these image files to do hands-on through EVNG application, EVNG software, right? So that we are going to discuss in a day 3 of your lab session. Okay, so day 3 of your lab session, guys. Sorry, guys. So 18 plus 3, 21, and additionally one more, you can just add one more session as extra session for maybe mm, one of any of the topic, maybe it will take time. So we'll add 3 plus 2, 5, okay, and 18. So totally 23 sessions it will take. 22 23 session it will take 22 23 session it will take to complete your ASA firewall, guys. So that totally 1 month it will take, 4 weeks it will take to complete your entire ASA firewall, guys. Okay, so this is your roadmap of your training program for your ASA firewall, guys. So already detailed course curriculum I have already shared with you in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and today I'll create separate WhatsApp group for the ASA batch students, those who will join Fine on Firewall and those who waiting for ASA. Along with them, I'll add you those who join only for ASA Firewall, guys. Okay. So today, end of the day, I'll add you, and tomorrow onwards, you will get the link session link for through that WhatsApp group only, guys. I don't want to sorry, I don't send any link for I mean your session related updates. Personally, I don't send anybody. I'm going to share through that WhatsApp group. So just keep on check with your WhatsApp group, guys. Okay, WhatsApp update. Clear, guys? So from tomorrow onwards, that group will be in active state, and you will be get a or any other updates regarding the recorded video access, and then documents or image file access. Everything will be shared in that WhatsApp group only. Okay, and along with it, I request you to those who joined, right? So for ASA firewall and then 5-in-1 firewall combo, please share your mail ID here in your. Please drop your mail ID in a chat box itself. So the recorded videos will be shared your register mail ID only, guys. So I request you to share your register mail ID here itself. Guys, please drop your register mail ID. Yash Paul, I got your from Yash Paul. Yash Paul, is that your register mail ID? I request you to share your register mail ID. Guys, Bashir, Quasi, and then who is coming from the mobile name? Guys, I request you to join your register mail ID, sorry, register name, so that I can understand who is joined here. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, I request you to join with your register name, guys. Okay. Bashir. Okay. Okay, Dilip, no issues. No issues, Yashpal. Jayesh Patel, have you shared your register mail ID? Okay. Okay, so no, no, no. Do you have your mail ID? Okay, please try to share your register. I mean, your Google mail ID. So I'm going to share through Google Drive. So I request you to please share your Gmail ID. Yeah, Koshi, I got your payment receipt. No issues. I just asked this mail ID for to share your recorded video of each and every day session. So that's the reason. No issues. No issues. Dilip, you can just contact me in my WhatsApp. Okay. Now, so you're from weekend batch, right? Yes, we have one weekend batch, so that is Saturday only batch. Quasi that is Saturday only batch, but it's a full day session. So I don't think it won't work. I mean, it maybe it work for you, but it's a full day session, so almost 5 hours it will be. You have to sit 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. Yes, because your timing is different, so that's the reason when you join this batch, I didn't info any weekend timing. Okay, fine, cool guys. So you will get so your ASA, you're looking for ASA only, right? No, sis. ASA, as of now, weekend batch will start with the Paloalto. So if you're looking only ASA, you can, if this timing is suitable to you, you can join this batch itself. Okay, that you can just ping me, but personally you can ping me. Okay, so let's continue our session. Okay, guys, those who will share your register mail ID, you will get a today's recorded session. In that mail ID, I'll share the links to access that drive as well. Okay, fine. So that mail ID only, I'm going to share the images and all other documents. Okay, guys. So since we are in a day one, right? So let me just discuss about firewall. Okay. So I'm going to give you short discussion, short intro or info about the firewall and types of firewall that we will discuss. Okay. Yes, Dilip. Just a minute, guys.
Yes, sir.
Dilip, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me? Everyone? So yes, Dilip, I'm unable to hear your voice. Okay. So yes, as you shared, we will add you in the day wise only. We'll add the recorded videos and day plus and topic wise only. So the videos will be shared in a daily basis. Okay. So in a date will be there and the topic will be there in that folder name itself. So that's your query. Is that Dilip? Because I'm unable to hear you. Yes. Okay. Fine. So no worries. We'll share it like that only. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's go into the our today's topic, introduction to the firewall. Any idea, guys? So what is firewall and why we need a firewall? Any idea? Question, no issues. You can go ahead. You will get a recorded video to refer that. If you're in another call, no issues. Can go ahead. Any ideas, guys? What is firewall? And why we need a firewall? Or else, any idea what firewall will do? Is Dilip still you're having any query? Your hand is raised. So do you have any queries still?
Yes, sir. Hello? Hello?
Okay, yes, tomorrow onwards you can unmute yourself and you can ask your queries in a session itself. Okay. Okay, guys. So fine. So firewall, what is firewall, guys? Any idea? Firewall is a device, or you can let me share something like my thought, not this one. Yes. Okay. So I'm placing here. I placed one firewall here, right? So what is the purpose of placing one firewall in my production network? Let's assume this is my internal network. This is sorry, this is my LAN segment, and this is my server segment where I have my I have hosted some servers, right? And this is internet access, right? Sorry, ISP. Okay. So what is the purpose of placing one firewall in your production network or any firewalls? Okay, fine. Uh, Firewall, it's a yes, I'm getting some answers. Control the traffic, okay, fine. To filter the traffic and enhance security, fine. Okay, fine. Getting yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Tijani.
Yeah, Dijani.
Yes, I think a firewall is one of the equipment that we put on our network in order to block some of the service which is have a threat on our network. If it is a security device that we put to allow out or deny the traffic which is coming to the network.
Exactly. Please, please mute yourself. So we are. in your voice. So I request you to mute yourself. Yes, exactly. So I agree with your point. Okay. So let me give some more info about firewall. And actually, I agree your point. So we have to filter that. I mean, by to filter the traffic or to secure your internal network, we need a device called a firewall, right? So I agree with your point. So let me give some more info. So firewall, it's a product, or maybe it's a hardware, or it's maybe a software, right? I mean, it's a virtual machine, right? So which help us to control our traffic. So firewall, it's used to control the traffic. Okay. And later on, the firewall will, or you can say some filter the traffic. Okay. And later onwards only we added a called monitoring feature. Okay. But in earlier stage, firewall can do only control the traffic, your firewall. So which is packet filtering firewall, I mean stateless firewalls, and then traditional firewalls can do only control the traffic. Okay, the firewalling process will do ancient days, will do only control the traffic. And then nowadays, next generation firewalls are additionally not only just controlling the traffic, and they can able to monitor the traffic. So firewall, it may be a device, or it may be just an operating system. I mean, it's an OS, sorry, it's a software, right? Which can help us to control the traffic, and which and then along with it, it's not enough just controlling the traffic, filtering the traffic. It's not going to ensure your nowadays your infrastructure secure. Okay, because nowadays our threats are very intelligent, so the attackers are creating more vulnerable. They easily identify the vulnerabilities, and they're generating more strongest threats and spyware, malware, right? So which is going to affect your internal network, right? So it's not just enough control the traffic. Along with that, we have some ensure we have to keep on watch our allowed traffic as well. So to ensure there is no harmful traffic into our protection network, which means there is no threats or there is no vulnerabilities, and right. So in our traffic that we need to in our allowed traffic, right? So that we need to make sure, so that can be done by monitoring process of your firewall. So nowadays firewalls are can do two roles. One is control the traffic, another one is monitor the traffic. So this monitor, or you can say simply, the firewall will do control and monitor the traffic, and that you can simply mention instead of control means you're filtering the traffic. So allowed traffic, whatever the traffic you want to allow, that you can make sure. So specifically you can define so and so source and so destination only I just want to allow, and with a particular application only I want to allow, and right. So that you can define by the help of controlling feature of your firewall, and that can be defined by the help of your security policies. Okay, security policies. And in your ASA, we call it as an access control list. Okay. So policy or access control list are similar only. Okay. I mean the same. So which means there is a rule we need to create to allow the traffic or to control the traffic. So whatever the traffic we want, that we are going to create using that rules. Either we can allow, either we can deny, right? So whatever this proper rule we want, that we can simply just allow, rest of them automatically will be denied. Or else whatever the traffics we need to deny, that you can just simply create a rule to deny, and the rest of the services you can allow normally. Okay. And your ASI firewall, simply by default it will allow all the traffic for TCP through the traffic. Okay, so that we can able to understand while doing while learning about the ASA functionality. As of now, if you are not able to understand, just leave it, no issues. Okay, so that traffic control system can be defined by the help of your security rules, and which means the policies are access control list. Okay, so that your firewall will do this. Your traditional firewall, okay, which means your ASA, it's a part of traditional firewall. Your ASA firewall will do only this feature. Okay, so firewalling means it's controlling the traffic. Okay, firewalling means it's need to take a response for the allowed traffic. I mean, either the traffic flow in your network infrastructure. So either it is going to allow or either it is going to deny. That can be done by the help of controlling process in your device, I mean your firewall and your ASA firewall. Normally, traditional ASA firewall. I'm not talking about the FTD or next generation. I'm NGIPS and all. Okay, so I'm talking about your traditional ASA firewall, and that can only do controlling the traffic. So which means your ASA firewall not have a privilege to monitor the traffic, so that it is not so so your firewall, if it is a firewall, it has to do two rules, right? So control and monitor previous. So as per the next generation firewall definition, it has to do these two activities, controlling activities and monitoring activities. But your ASA firewall, traditional ASA firewall will do only control. So the exact definition for a firewalling means it's just controlling the traffic. Firewall can do control the traffic. But nowadays we have implemented due to our modern modern communication, right? So we have to identify the allowed traffic also. We need to make sure that is a secure traffic or not. So we have to additionally monitor the traffic, so that we have implemented previously by using some other products, not only, I mean, not by your traditional ASA firewall. They implemented additional to monitor the process. They have implemented additional products called IPS, intrusion prevention system. Okay, so if if you want to make sure whether the traffic is secure and only allowed necessary traffic only it is allowed, and it is that allowed traffic also it's a secure traffic, you need to do these activities, control and monitoring the traffic. Okay, so nowadays, so if someone is asked what is firewall, then you have to define both. Nowadays we are started to use next generation firewalls, and we all know the importance of the next generation firewall, so that we have to define what is firewall and control and monitor the traffic. So we know what is control and how it is controlled. What is control means we need to allow only necessary traffic okay, in your production network, right? And how it will be allowed? By the help of access control list, or you can say security rules. And now I just allowed some traffic. Let's say, let me show you that. Okay. So this is my LAN network. System may want to access some traffic over the internet. Let's say, over the internet, he want to access some okay. In a cloud, he want to access some office, or else you can just mention your some of the application which is hosted in a cloud. That application, it's your business application, so you need to access it. So in that case, you need to allow this traffic, right? So how you can allow this traffic? By creating the access list. Okay, and now let's assume we allowed the traffic, and that traffic is passed. Now we are getting a reply. While getting a reply, the traffic is passing through internet, right? So meanwhile, some of the hacker or some of the attacker, okay, one of the attacker, he tried to snipe your traffic, and he do some modification in your traffic, and he injected some malware or spyware, anything, let's assume, right? So some of the attack, after snipe your packet, he modified, or he tried to do some illegal activities. Okay, so now that he's injected some malwares in your packet, now according to your normal firewall like ASA, traditional firewalls, it's already authenticated, allowed traffic only. As per this trap, while getting a reply, it will identify. So this is a reply packet, and this session is already allowed. So normal ASA will not examine your allowed traffic, which means it will not monitor your allowed traffic. Okay, why it is not monitor your allowed traffic? Because it doesn't have a privilege to monitor. It have a privilege to control the traffic, but it doesn't have a privilege to monitor the traffic, so that it's simply blindly allowed. It's because it's already authenticated traffic, authorized traffic only by using control systems. So like firewall rules, right? So now it will trust the traffic and it will allow that, and now the traffic will reach to your again it's your source who initiated the request previously, and now he will receive that reply packet, and while try to process this packet, or he is going to open that packet, and that packet is already infected by some so and so malware or spyware. Now this end device will be, let's assume that may be a ransomware, right? Or that may be some virus. So the virus will be infected your machine, and after that, this machine, if of infected machines, if try to communicate within your infrastructure, and your other devices also will be infected based on the type of attack, right? So it will be infected, right? So now, even though we have a one firewall, we are unable to stop this kind of attack, and we are unable to make secure, I mean we are unable to secure your infrastructure, right? So what is the reason? It's because of there is no application visibility. Your ASA firewall can only control the traffic, and it is not able to monitor the traffic. And there is a reason for what your traditional ASA will not able to monitor the traffic, right? So the reason is your ASA firewall can control the traffic only network layer, layer 3, and transport layer, layer 4. Okay, so layer 3 and layer 4 only, it can able to filter the traffic, and it doesn't have L7 visibility, application layer visibility. So there is no application layer visibility, and it is not able to do identify what kind of application is this and what kind of uh, data it has, right? So there is no visibility on your data level, application layer level. Okay, so it's not able to detect any vulnerabilities. The reason, so it doesn't have application layer visibility, so it's not able to do inspect the allowed traffic, because it doesn't work in a L7 layer. So if you want to do inspect any traffic, right? So you need a application layer understanding, or you need a application layer visibility. So what is this application? What kind of data? That visibility you need to have. So to do deep inspection inside the data, what kind it is, whether it is infected by malware or spyware, or it is any it contain any vulnerabilities, right? So whether it is secure or not secure, that and all, it's not able to inspect. The reason, which can work, I mean it can work only layer 3 and layer 4 only, so it doesn't able to work with the layer 7. So your ASA, traditional ASA firewall, will not able to do inspection. Then in case in my network, if I have a ASA firewall, then how to protect my security, how to do all these steps? So I need a L7 visibility. I want to monitor the traffic to make sure my infrastructure security. In that case, in ancient days, we have some other products we add along with your ASA firewall. We have added some other, we have deployed some other products called IPS, okay, which can do monitoring process. And nowadays, your Cisco, they have implemented, they have their own next generation firewall called FTD, Firepower Threat Defense. So they have traditional ASA in that box, traditional ASA plus IPS. Okay, and that ASA box, they have, I mean, that firewall, which is FTD. FTD is nothing. So that's the reason I said in a demo session itself, if you want to learn FTD and ASA, it's a fundamental things. Okay, so FTD firewall is nothing. It's a box, separate box of operating system, ASA operating system plus IPS. Okay, included, if both this included, that is called next generation firewall of your Cisco FTD, Firepower threat defense. So that device that is having operating system called Firewall. Okay, that operating system which can L3 filter, L4 filter along with L7 filters and plus monitoring functionalities. Okay, so which can do all this by the help FTD can do all this. So this is one of the next generation firewall product in your Cisco line, Cisco product, one of the Cisco next generation firewall product. Okay, guys. So here we are going to learn about ASA then we are going to, after completion of ASA, we are going to head into the FTD. So we'll do L3 and L4 filters in ASA and we'll do L7 filter in FTD, and along with that monitoring like deep inspection. So IPS activities, application control, URL filter and all. Okay. So now I hope you guys are aware what is firewall. So what firewall can do and why we need to control, and why it's controlling the traffic. It's not just enough to make sure your infrastructure security, and what additionally we need, and what is the what is the necessary to monitor the traffic. What does mean by monitor traffic? You can say it's an IPS, or simply you can say this deep inspection. L7 inspection. Okay. So your nowadays firewall must do control the traffic and monitor the traffic. Okay. So what are the type of firewall we have? So traditional firewalls, we have a two type of firewalls we have. So that traditional firewall, which is traditional firewall example is ASA. ASA is one of the traditional firewall, and then we have nowadays, which we whatever the products except ASA, whatever the product you are learning in this firewall combo, right? So FTD, right? And then Paloalto, Checkpoint, FortiGate, all these products comes under the next generation firewall products. Okay, so and what is mean by traditional firewall? So we already discussed all those stuff. So why your ASA firewall will not able to do monitor the traffic, and if it is not able to monitor the traffic in that device itself, so that is comes under the traditional firewall. Okay, so and you can see what is traditional firewall. Traditional firewall, again, you can split in a two ways: packet filtering and stateful firewall. Your ASA firewall is the example of stateful traditional firewall. Sorry, ASA firewall is one of the example for stateful traditional firewall, and next generation firewall. All next generation firewalls comes under stateful firewalling, state packet filtering firewalling, or stateless firewalling, stateless, stateful. Okay, and further there are two type of filtering we have. Control mechanism we have. One is stateless controlling, and another one is stateful control, or stateless filtering and stateful filter. Okay, and stateless means the example of your stateless is your normal routers, Cisco routers, or your Wi-Fi router you have, right, in your home, right? So in your router itself, you can filter the traffic, you can control the traffic by creating the access control list, right? And normal Cisco routers, Juniper routers, right? So they can you can filter the traffic by creating the access control list. And if you are using that devices instead of separate firewall products, instead of using separate firewall products, if I'm able to use my router is a firewall, yes, you can am I able to use my router as a firewall to control the traffic? Yes, you can, but there are certain limitation, and there are some reasons why we should not use our normal router as a firewall. The reason already we discussed here itself, and reason your router can do only L3 functionality, right? So it can able to understand L3 and L4 datagrams, right? So you can able to filter the traffic by creating access control list in your router by using IP, that source IP and destination IP, source network, and destination network. So L3, these filters you can use it as a L3 filters, and then exactly. So let me complete. Okay. So and then L7 filters, sorry, L4 filters, which you can use your port number and protocol number, TCP, UDP, and what is the service, right? Port number and protocol number you can use as a filter. So L4 and the reason you can filter the traffic again. Your ASA also can do filter the traffic by L3 and L4 filter only. But why ASA is best when comes to the stateless firewall, and why we migrated from stateless firewall to stateful firewall, and we came to ASA. The reason your stateless firewall will not maintain any record to allow the existing session. Okay, any existing session info will not maintain in your your packet filtering firewalls, which means stateless firewalls. Uh, maybe that is your router, home router, enterprise router, normal routers, right? So which is not able to have idea, which is not having any idea about L7. Okay, so that routers using ACL, it will filter the traffic. So, and it can do filtering packet wise. So each and every packet, it will do execute ACLs again and again and again. So because of that, what will happen? You're going to consume more bandwidth and more hardware resources of your router. Okay, and your router, it's not only doing a firewalling activities, it's also responsible for routing update, right? And multi other other functionality it has to do like NAT, VPN, it has to establish, right? So a lot of things is there. So you you each and every packet unnecessarily, it's already allowed traffic also. The any since it's not maintaining any record, it will execute the ACL multiple times. Because of that, bandwidth wastage, hardware utilization, and high index of CPU utilization, so that your hardware may be crashed. So it's not suitable. So they have implemented another. And then they have identified it's because of what? It's because of router doesn't have any idea about state information. It doesn't maintain any record and any existing session informations, so that it is executing ACL again and again since it's a L3 device. Okay, so they have implemented another feature called stateful. So and then they have replaced, instead of router, they have replaced one more product called firewall, and that is your ASA firewall. Okay, and they have implemented another feature. Instead of stateless features, they have implemented stateful feature. So stateful means, so now again your ASA firewall can filter the traffic based on layer 3 and layer 4 only, but now the previous issue, which is not maintaining a state information, right, of any existing session, that will be resolved. And they have introduced in a stateful firewall, they have introduced one feature called connection table. Okay, so while discuss about the ASA history, we'll discuss this deeply. Okay, due to time concern, I'm giving you an overview now. Okay, guys. So ASA, they have additionally implemented connection table. Again, ASA still it can work with a layer 3 and layer 4 filters only, but it has awesome feature called connection table. And connection table is nothing. Your X here, whatever the session is initiated, new session is created, right? So that session info will be maintained in your ASA firewall in the name of session table or connection table. Or you can say it's a state table. Everything is same ways. Okay, so now what happens, since it is maintaining the state in state information, right? So session so existing session information. So any packet is coming from coming from existing authenticated session, or already executed, the ACL is already executed, and the traffic is allowed, and now the traffic is entered here. Let me show you here. I'll take example. So let's assume this is 1.20, right? So 1.20 is requesting some session to access in the internet. Let's say it's a Facebook. Let's assume this is a router. This router in a Facebook, any data if you try to access, let's say 100 MB data, 150 MB data, I'm going to upload as a video from my PC, okay, into Facebook server. While uploading that, now I need to upload the data from my PC, right? And it has to upload it in my FB server. This 100 MB data, 150 MB data will be converted as a 100 IP packets. So each IP packet has 1.5 MB data, right? So 1.5 MB size. So it will be converted as a, let's assume it's 100 IP packets are converted, right? So each packet will be passing through like this only to your normal router, right? So each and every packet, your router will execute the ACL. Since it's an L3 device, it's able to understand only L3 datagram, right? So that session is only one session. It's a single session. It's first packet itself, the session is opened and session is made. Still session is going on, right? So session is initiated and session is in a flow. Session is not disclosed by the user. So now what happens? Again, the second packet, third packet, fourth packet, up to 100 packet. Each and every time ACL is executed by your normal router. So 100 times ACL needs to be executed. Okay, so let's assume this is just an 100 MB, 150 MB data and only one session. In a production network, you are going to have a lakhs and lakhs of new sessions you are going to initiate, right? You are going to maintain. So you are going to allow lots of data, right, in your production network. So each and every data convert as an IP packet, and each and every time it has to execute the ACL. So your router will consume more processing and more data only for executing the ACL. And fine, executing the ACL, it's fine to allow only authorized traffic. But once the traffic is authorized, the same traffic multiple times ACL is executed for authorization. Okay, so that doesn't nice, right? So that's the reason the delay is happening in your production network. Latency it's occurred, performance issue is coming, right? And then your hardware, due to over CPU utilization, hardware utilization, your device may be crashed. Okay, so to avoid that only, they have implemented with the state table, I mean stateless, from stateless filtering to state filtering, or stateful firewalling, you can say, right? So that stateful, what now what they did, instead of router, they have replaced one more product which is called ASA firewall, and which is having same L3 and L4 visibility. Now additionally, what they have maintained, the state information, the same user, same data he is trying to upload. Now what happens, once the data is hitting, the very first packet is hitting to your ASA firewall, and it start to maintain some info like session table. This is called a session table. So there they have implemented what is the source IP and what is the destination IP, what is the port number, destination source port number and destination port number, right? And along with, they have given some ID called session ID, some number. This record is maintained, and they have given an ID, unique ID for each and every session. So now the first packet is authenticated by the ACL, and now the session is created. From next packet onwards, your firewall will not execute the ACL. Firewall will check for this so and so source and destination. Do we have any existing session in your state table info? We are maintaining that info in your state table, so it will know that what is the session ID. Yes, there is a session ID. Session is initiated already, and still it is going on. So we no need to do ACL execution for any existing traffic. Okay, so it will skip the ACL execution, guys. Okay, so because of that, what happens? it is reducing the hardware utilization, it is reducing the multiple times ACL execution. Okay, and because of that, your hardware and hardware utilization is less and bandwidth utilization is less, and then it is reduced the latency in your production network. Okay, so that's the reason they have came to stateless firewall to stateful firewall, and one of the stateful traditional firewall is your ASA firewall. Okay, and and like next generation firewall. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the next generation firewall, guys. Okay, so I'll give you. It will take 10 to 15 minutes. So what are the next generation firewall and what is the advantages we have? Everything I will discuss here. And what is the traditional firewall example and how and what is the reason? Everything as of now we discussed, right? So packet filtering, example router, and by using ACL we can filter the traffic. What is the pros? So layer 3 and layer 4 filters we can achieve, but cons is we are unable to achieve layer 7 filter and multiple time ACL execution. Because of that, hardware utilization and over workload, and there is no L7 visibility, and so that there is no L7 visibility, no monitoring feature or no deep inspection UTM feature along with that UTM feature. So what is UTM feature and what are the features we have, that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, and then stateful traditional firewall. One of the traditional firewall, stateful firewall is ASA, and what is the advantage? So they have introduced in ASA they have introduced connection table. Because of that, and they maintaining the connection info, session table info, and still we can achieve L7 L4 filters, but better than your packet filtering or stateless firewall. Better than stateless firewall, we can do filtering in stateful firewall by using connection table features. Additionally, we can work with efficient way. Okay, and but remaining, except in it's reducing the ACL execution, and then hardware utilization, it is reducing that, but still there is some there is no application layer visibility and there is no UTM features. So that nowadays we have using next generation firewall which can give next UTM features and L7 visibility, L7 layer 7 visibility as well, and additionally which can easily understand modern days threats and vulnerabilities, and which can easily protect us from the modern days threats and vulnerabilities, guys. Okay, so anyhow, your ASA still it is not a next generation firewall. Your ASA firewall is a foundation for firewalling technology, and as well, ASA is good in a routing. ASA is good in a VPN traffic. Okay, so still ASA in a production network, multiple companies, a number of companies are using ASA firewall to protect their environment. Along with that, and specifically they are using it for SSL VPN and IPsec. Okay, it's a good in a VPN program. Okay, and since it's a foundation for firewalling features, firewall technologies, and along with that, we are going to learn one more next generation firewall product called FTD. So without your ASA knowledge, you can't able to understand FTD, guys. Okay, so that's the reason we need to learn ASA firewall. And if you look at any job portal, still you will get the opening for ASA. So you're maybe if you open any job portal, you can see that it's one of the necessary product. Okay, still it has value. Okay, guys. So rest of the thing we'll discuss, like why we need to migrate traditional firewall to next generation firewall, that we'll discuss, and along with that we'll discuss about the lab setup. Yes, AnyConnect. Using AnyConnect application, we are using AnyConnect, we are doing SSL VPN through ASA firewall, and we'll use FTD as well to connect the AnyConnect, to use the AnyConnect application. If you have a FTD firewall in your production network, okay, you can, if you are using a SSL VPN, and that Two, you can use it from any Connect application itself. Any Connect is the VPN application or from Cisco product. FMC, I mean, Quasi, you're talking about FMC. So FMC, it's a centralized management device for firepower devices. So FTD. Okay. Multiple FTD firewalls you can manage under one roof called FMC. FMC, it's a different hardware, or you can purchase separately as a VM as well. FTD, it's a different firewall. It's a firewall product. FMC, it's a different product. It's a management product. Yes, both are different products. It's a management product to manage your firepower devices like FTD firewall, and you have a separate IPS called NG IPS. So firepower, which is running on the firepower operating system, that NG IPS also you can able to manage through FMC. Okay, guys. So that's it today. Any doubts, guys? Yes, you can. So FTD only you can purchase, and you can run as a FTD firewall. So which can do controlling system and monitoring system, which can act like a separate next generation firewall. You can separately, without FMC also, you can work with FTD by using FMD, firepower management device. Sorry, FDM, firepower device management, FDM application. So how we can? Yes, that is running with a VPN. You can deploy it, and you can use all your next generation firewall features only with FTD without having FMC. You can do it by using FDM, firepower device management application, like how we are accessing your ASA separately by using ASDM, adaptive security device management application. Likewise, FTD firewall can be managed by the GUI by the help of FDM application. Okay, so while doing FTD firewall, you can able to understand this. So FMC, it's an optional thing only. It doesn't mean, so to manage your FTD firewall, we need to purchase FMC. Not like that. Your your FTD firewall can be managed individually by you accessing you can access the console by using FDM application. Okay, Kwasi? So still you can use all normal any connect application in FTD firewall, single FTD firewall itself. Okay, guys. Any doubts? Anything else, guys, regarding today's session? No. Dilip Kumar, I have 8:30. I have another session. So once it is converted by 9:30 or 9:45, I'll upload this recorded video. Okay, guys, that's it today. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. If you have any queries, you can just contact me on this number. You can WhatsApp me. This is my contact number. Okay. Just ping in a WhatsApp or in the daytime you can call. I'll drop in a chat box as well. And tomorrow you guys will be added into the WhatsApp group, guys. Okay. And tomorrow's session link I'll share in that WhatsApp group only. Okay, guys, that's it today. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care.